Pause for a moment and notice the constant stream of thoughts running through your mind. That endless inner dialogue reliving the past, predicting the future, doubting, analyzing, judging. Sometimes it lifts you up. Other times it pulls you down. But where do these thoughts come from? More importantly, if there's a voice speaking, then who is the one listening? Take a moment to reflect. Who is hearing these thoughts? If there is a voice in your mind, there must be someone aware of it. And that someone is you, not your thoughts, not the stories your mind tells, but the silent observer behind it all. Most people go through life never realizing this simple truth. They are so caught up in their thinking that they completely identify with it. When the mind whispers self-doubt, they believe it. When it replays painful memories, they experience the pain as if it were happening now. When it creates fears about the future, they feel anxiety as though it were already real. They don't see that they have a choice to step back and witness their thoughts instead of being consumed by them. The mind is like a machine that never stops working. It's designed to protect you, to help you survive, but in doing so, it unintentionally becomes your greatest distraction, keeping you trapped in a cycle of stress, worry, and overthinking. The mind doesn't care if you're at peace. It only cares about keeping you engaged in thought, because when you're thinking, it remains in control. But what if you could step away from the noise? What if you could watch your thoughts pass like clouds in the sky without chasing them, without getting lost in them? What if you could find a sense of calm in the space between those thoughts? The moment you realize you are not your mind is the moment you step into true freedom. You don't need to silence your thoughts or fight against them. You only need to recognize that they are not you. And when you do, you can start living fully in the present. You can watch a sunset without your mind dragging you elsewhere. You can embrace a loved one without being lost in worry. You can move through life with clarity, peace, and a deep sense of presence. Try this. Sit quietly for a few moments. Notice your thoughts as they come and go. But this time, don't follow them. Don't judge them. Just observe. As you do, you may begin to sense a vast stillness within you, a space where you are truly present, a space where you are free. Escaping the noise in your mind, a path to inner freedom. Your mind is a constant storyteller. It talks from the moment you wake up until the moment you fall asleep, sometimes even in your dreams. It replays past mistakes, worries about the future, questions your worth, and creates endless scenarios that may never happen. It's like an overactive radio station that never stops broadcasting. But here's the real question. If your thoughts are always speaking, then who is listening? The truth is, you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Your thoughts come and go, but there is something within you that remains constant, the silent observer that simply watches. Recognizing this is the first step to breaking free from the noise in your head. How to quiet the mental chaos. The first step toward inner peace is learning to observe your thoughts without attachment. Instead of getting lost in them, take a step back and simply watch them as if they were passing clouds in the sky. No judgment, no resistance, just awareness. When a thought appears, ask yourself, is this thought a fact or just a story my mind is creating? Does this thought serve me or does it drain me? If I didn't believe this thought, how would my life feel different? By questioning your thoughts, you create space between yourself and the stories in your mind. And in that space, there is freedom, the illusion of control. Your mind thrives on control. It wants certainty, security, and predictability. That's why it keeps analyzing, planning, and overthinking, because it believes that doing so will prevent disaster. But in reality, most of what it fears never happens. Most of the scenarios it creates are illusions. Think about the last time you were deeply worried about something. Did it unfold exactly as your mind predicted? Probably not. And even if it did, was all that stress beforehand truly necessary? The more you resist your thoughts, the stronger they become. The more you try to control them, the more they control you. But what if, instead of fighting them, you simply allowed them to come and go? What if you treated your thoughts like background noise, something that's there, but doesn't have to define your experience? The art of letting go. Letting go is not about suppressing thoughts or forcing yourself to think positive. It's about realizing that thoughts are just passing phenomena. They are not you. You don't need to silence them. You only need to stop identifying with them. Imagine sitting by a river, watching leaves float downstream. Some are beautiful, some are ugly, some trigger emotions, but none of them are you. Your thoughts are like those leaves. They come, they go, but you remain the watcher. When you stop clinging to every thought, you create mental spaciousness, a quiet, open awareness where peace naturally arises. In this space, you no longer react impulsively to everything your mind says. You start to live with greater clarity, presence, and ease. Practical steps to free yourself. If you want to quiet your mind and find inner stillness, try these simple practices. 1. Practice mindful observation. Spend a few minutes each day simply watching your thoughts. Don't try to change them, just notice them as they appear and disappear. This helps you detach from them and see them for what they are, fleeting mental activity. 2. Question your thoughts. When a thought troubles you, pause and ask, is this true, or is my mind making assumptions? What would I say to a friend if they had this thought? Does believing this thought make my life better or worse? Often, you'll find that your mind's narratives are exaggerated or entirely false. 3. Breathe into the present moment. Your breath is a powerful anchor to the present. Whenever your mind spirals into overthinking, take a slow, deep breath. Feel the air entering and leaving your body. Remind yourself, right now, at this moment, I am safe. I am here. I am present. 4. Label your thoughts. Instead of saying, I am anxious, try saying, I am noticing anxious thoughts, instead of, I am a failure. Say, my mind is telling a failure story. This small shift helps you separate yourself from the thought, reducing its emotional grip. 5. Let thoughts pass without engagement. Not every thought deserves your attention. Some are useful, but many are just mental noise. When an unhelpful thought arises, acknowledge it and let it go, just like you would let a rude comment from a stranger pass without reaction. A life beyond the mind's noise. Imagine what life would feel like if you were no longer a prisoner of your thoughts. If you could walk through your day without being weighed down by overthinking, self-doubt, or fear of the future. This freedom is not found in controlling your thoughts, but in realizing that they don't control you. The mind will always generate noise, that's its nature. But you don't have to live inside that noise. There is a deeper, quieter part of you that is always at peace. The more you connect with it, the less power your thoughts will have over you. And in that stillness, you'll discover what it truly means to be free. Presence, the path to freedom from the mind's control. Your mind constantly seeks control. It drags you into the past, making you relive old regrets, or projects fears into the future, trapping you in endless worry. It spins stories about who you are, what you should do, and what might go wrong. But there is one thing the mind cannot control: the present moment. When you are fully present, the mind loses its grip on you. True presence happens when your awareness is completely engaged in the now, not tangled in past memories, not lost in future anxieties, but immersed in the richness of this very moment. How to step into presence. Being present is not about thinking about the present, it's about experiencing it. It's about shifting your attention away from the constant mental chatter and tuning into the aliveness of the moment. Try these simple yet powerful practices. 1. Connect with your breath. Your breath is always in the present. It cannot exist in the past or the future. By focusing on it, you naturally return to the now. Take a deep breath in. Feel the air filling your lungs. Slowly exhale, noticing the subtle sensations as the air leaves your body. Observe the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Each breath is an anchor, pulling you back from the storm of your thoughts into the stillness of presence. 2. Awaken your senses. Your body is always present. Your senses: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell are direct gateways to the now. Look around. Notice the colors, the shapes, the play of light and shadow. Listen. Hear the layers of sound, the distant hum of traffic, the rustling of leaves, the rhythm of your own breath. Feel the air on your skin, the ground beneath your feet, the warmth or coolness around you. By deeply experiencing the world through your senses, you move out of your mind and into reality. 3. Practice gratitude for the present moment. Gratitude is not just about counting blessings, it's about truly feeling them. It shifts your attention from what's missing to what's already here. What is something beautiful in this moment? It could be the sunlight streaming through the window, the comforting weight of a warm cup of tea in your hands, or the simple fact that you are alive and breathing. Instead of waiting for extraordinary moments, recognize the miracle of the ordinary. Whisper a silent thank you for this moment. Just as it is, gratitude brings you into the present, because it makes you realize this moment is enough. The power of becoming the observer. When you are present, your thoughts lose their dominance. They may still arise, but they no longer have control over you. Imagine standing on the edge of a busy road. Thoughts are like cars rushing by, some fast, some slow, some chaotic. But instead of running into the street and getting caught in the traffic, you simply stand on the sidewalk, watching. This is the shift that presence creates. You are no longer inside your thoughts, but observing them from a place of stillness. The more you practice presence, the less power your mind has over you. Presence is freedom. Presence is not something you achieve once and keep forever. It is something you return to again and again. Each moment offers a new opportunity to wake up from the trance of overthinking and simply be. When you are present, the weight of the past dissolves, the worries of the future lose their hold. You step into a space of clarity, peace, and deep connection with life itself. Right now, at this moment, you have everything you need. You are here. You are alive. And that is enough. Letting go of control, the door to true freedom or most of your life. Your mind has been trying to control everything. It wants to predict the future, rewrite the past, and keep you safe from any possible harm. Believes that if it just thinks enough, plans enough, or worries enough, it can make life go exactly the way it wants. But here's the truth. Life cannot be controlled. No amount of thinking can change the past. No amount of worrying can guarantee the future. And yet, the mind keeps spinning, exhausting itself in an endless struggle against reality. The reason your mind is so loud, so restless is because it refuses to let go. It clings to control, convinced that without it, everything will fall apart. But have you ever stopped to ask, what if the opposite is true? What if the very thing you're trying so hard to hold on to is the thing keeping you from peace? The illusion of control. Imagine you're holding onto a rope, gripping it tightly because you believe it's keeping you safe. But what if that rope isn't attached to anything? What if, instead of securing you, it's only tiring you out? That's what control is, an illusion. We believe it keeps us safe, but in reality, it only creates tension, stress, and fear. The more we try to control life, the more anxious we become. The more we resist uncertainty, the more we suffer. Real peace doesn't come from controlling everything, it comes from letting go. Letting go, a radical shift in perspective. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It does not mean becoming passive or careless. It means recognizing that life moves on its own, and your job is not to force it into submission, but to flow with it. Try this. When a worried thought arises, instead of arguing with it or trying to suppress it, simply notice it. See it for what it is, just a thought. Then tell yourself, I don't need to control this. When things don't go as planned, instead of resisting, ask, what if this is happening for me, not against me? When you feel overwhelmed, instead of grasping for certainty, take a deep breath and remind yourself, life has always moved forward, even without my control. Letting go doesn't mean life will always go your way. But it does mean you will no longer be crushed by the weight of trying to control what was never yours to control in the first place. And in that surrender, you'll find something unexpected, a deep sense of relief. Discovering who you truly are. If you're not your thoughts, then who are you? You are not the voice in your head, constantly commenting, judging, and predicting. You are not the endless stream of worries and fears. You are the one who notices them. You are the awareness behind them, the silent observer that remains untouched no matter how loud the mind becomes. Think about this. Your thoughts are like waves in the ocean. Some days they are calm, some days they are stormy. But the ocean itself, who you truly are, remains vast and deep beneath the surface. The more you recognize this, the less power your thoughts have over you. They may still appear, but they will no longer define you. The power of living without fear. Now, imagine a life where fear and anxiety no longer control you, a life where you don't waste hours replaying past mistakes or worrying about things that haven't happened yet, a life where you can face uncertainty with confidence, knowing that whatever happens, you will be okay. A life where you are no longer trapped in your mind, but fully present in the richness of the moment. This life is not just possible, it is already within you. The freedom you seek has always been here, in this very moment. The only thing that separates you from it is the belief that you must control life to be happy, but happiness has never been in control. It has always been in surrender. Right now, at this moment, you have a choice. You can continue clinging to the illusion of control, or you can finally let go and step into the freedom that has been waiting for you all along. Which will you choose? The freedom of simply being. In the end, the mind will always generate thoughts. It will always seek control, spin stories, and try to keep you engaged. But the difference now is you see it. You understand that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. And in that awareness, you are free. Freedom isn't found in silencing the mind or forcing it to change. It's found in the simple act of noticing, of stepping back and watching without getting caught in the drama. This is the shift that transforms everything. When you no longer believe every thought, life opens up. You move with greater ease. You respond instead of react. You experience each moment as it is, without the heavy filter of past regrets or future worries. So, take a breath. Feel this moment. Let go of control and step fully into presence. Because right here, right now, in the stillness beyond the mind's noise, this is where true peace lives. And it has been within you all along.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.